King Solomon, son of David in Bathsheba. According to the Bible, King Solomon ruled in 970 to 931 BC as the third king of the United Kingdom of Israel and Judah, successor to his father David. He is known for his wisdom, the building of the first temple in Jerusalem. Solomon amassed great wealth through trade, controlled regions from the Euphrates to Egypt, and was visited by the Queen of Sheba. Despite his wisdom, Solomon married many foreign women, 700 wives and 300 concubines, who turned his heart toward idolatry, leading to divine punishment. Due to his disobedience, God announced the division of the kingdom, which occurred shortly after his death, splitting into the kingdoms of Israel and Judah. King Solomon was obsessed with women. Pharaoh's daughter was only the first of the many foreign women. He loved Moabite, Ammonite, Edomite, Sidonian, and Hittite. He took them from the surrounding pagan nations of which God had clearly warned Israel. You must not marry them. They'll seduce you into infatuations with their gods. Solomon fell in love with them anyway, refusing to give them up. He had 700 royal wives and 300 concubines, 1,000 women in all. And they did seduce him away from God. As Solomon grew older, his wives beguiled him with their alien gods, and he became unfaithful. He didn't stay true to his God as his father David had done. Solomon took up with Ashtoreth, the whore goddess of the Sidonians, and Molech, the horrible god of the Ammonites. Solomon openly defied God. He did not follow in his father David's footsteps. He went on to build a sacred shrine to Chemosh, the horrible god of Moab, and to Molech, the horrible god of the Ammonites, on a hill just east of Jerusalem. He built similar shrines for all his foreign wives, who then polluted the countryside with the smoke and stench of their sacrifices. God was furious with Solomon for abandoning the God of Israel, the God who had twice appeared to him and had so clearly commanded him not to fool around with other gods. Solomon faithlessly disobeyed God's orders. God said to Solomon, "Since this is the way it is with you, that you have no intention of keeping faith with me and doing what I have commanded, I'm going to rip the kingdom from you and hand it over to someone else. But out of respect for your father David, I won't do it in your lifetime. It's your son who will pay. I'll rip it right out of his grasp. Even then I won't take it all. I'll leave him one tribe in honor of my servant David and out of respect for my chosen city Jerusalem."
I, Solomon, glorified God, and adorned the temple of the Lord with all fair seeming. And I was glad in spirit in my kingdom, and there was peace in my days. And I took wives of my own from every land, who were numberless. And I marched against the Jebusians, and there I saw a Jebusian, daughter of a man, and fell violently in love with her, and desired to take her to wife along with my other wives. And I said to their priests, "Give me the Ammonites to wife." But the priests of Molech said to me, "If thou lovest this maiden, go in and worship our gods, the great god Raphan and the god called Molech." I therefore was in fear of the glory of God, and did not follow to worship. And I said to them, "I will not worship a strange god. What is this proposal, that ye compel me to do so much?" But they said, "By our fathers." And when I answered that I would on no account worship strange gods, they told the maiden not to sleep with me, until I complied and sacrificed to the gods. I then was moved, but crafty arrows brought and laid by her for me 5 grasshoppers, saying, "Take these grasshoppers and crush them together, in the name of the god Molech, then will I sleep with you." And this I actually did, and at once God's spirit departed from me, and I became weak as well as foolish in my words. And after that I was obliged by her to build a temple of idols to Baal, and to Rapha, and to Molech, and to the other idols. I became the sport of idols and demons. Wherefore I wrote out this testament, that you who get possession of it may pity, and attend to the last things, and not to the first, so that you may find grace forever and ever. Amen.
Solomon was God's chosen one. A heritage awaited for him in heaven, but his mansion stands empty. When he was very old, he turned away from God because of women. When he died, God became very sad because he couldn't stand before him. He didn't allow any more rain to be sent to the country, which is why all the trees dried up and everyone in the country knew about his grief. The verdict on Solomon has been pronounced. In Hades, he has to sit on a throne from which he is never allowed to rise again. He hungers and thirsts for God, but he will never be satisfied. He must rot in there and wait for the world's judgment day, and this will be a very long wait. Solomon's story teaches us to be obedient to God's commandments, to avoid punishment, and to stay faithful to God to the end.